In the 90s, Playmates Toys made the deepest line of Star Trek action figures in history. My name's Keith, and I'm a collector working towards owning all 284. I've
really
been a
haven't
Trek
aged,
fan for
man. Look
almost
at your little
35
Keith
years,
face
and
on your
most
little
people
Keith
are
body.
sick of me talking about it. But somehow I've convinced my old friend Mike to review them with me on Look at My Star Trek Toys!
Whoosh up!
Whoosh up, everybody! Welcome back to Look at My Star Trek. No, we're making it a thing.
It's a
thing. Welcome to Look at My Star Trek Toys. I'm Keith Varney. That's Alfalfa. Next.
What? I've never been more embarrassed to be on the internet than I'm
really
right now.
happy you got through the surgery well. We're getting a little punchy, but we are here for you to talk about another fantastic round of custom figures based on the Playmates line. We do all this stuff here on the show. You can see more of our nonsense at patreon.com/K&M. We'll talk more about that at the end, which Mike's not going to remember that we're going to. How's it going, Mike?
It's going good, man. I am. We tried to make it look like we didn't film all these together, but I can't be. I can't. That's just not.
I think you need to commit to it.
No, we committed to whoosh up, so that's one thing. I'm doing good, man. It's the freaking weekend. I'm getting over something. I'm either getting over it or heading deep into it.
Getting into it?
Yeah, I can't quite tell. But we got some winter weather on the way, and so what better way to avoid that than to cuddle up together, some body heat, and maybe a sexy spy, Keith.
Pass?
No, come on. Just me, you, and our man Bashir.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So this episode, we do a lot of Deep Space Nine stuff because we review Deep Space Nine on K&M.
Come on.
Keith and Mike watch Deep Space Nine. We're in season 4. Definitely check it out if you haven't already, because we're getting to really now focus in on episodes that Mike has seen before. So last week we had a whole bunch of grab bag of fantastic characters from Deep Space Nine. But now we have it all from one single iconic episode of Deep Space Nine, and that is our Man Bashir. So every single figure is from our Man Bashir. Mike, why don't you set the scene? Tell us about that episode.
Well, I mean, it all starts, as most adventures do, Keith, with a man trying to be alone in a holosuite, and another man not asking or knocking and just coming into the fantasy.
Bursting in costume.
But as is wont to happen, we get trapped inside of this program and have to solve a action adventure spy mystery lest we murder everybody. And what's cool about this episode is that by murdering everybody, that is the escape hatch for the episode. So that it's a pretty cool plot.
Right? Ending the world, yes. Yeah. But we can't murder our heroes because who have become all of these crazy characters. It's such a fun episode in season 4.
So much scenery chewing. I can't wait. Oh my goodness. Avery Brooks with one of the most classic villain turns of all time.
I mean, the cast had so much fun with this show.
With the accent.
Yeah, and of course, the customizers also had super fun with this. So this is our good friend and patron, Colin Degen, here with Bashir. Julian Bashir, here in the tuxedo, looking great with appropriately sized choking hazards. Mm-hmm. That's cool. I wonder what line, because I think this is a Picard as Dixon Hill body.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it could be the gun. The revolver could be from that.
Did Dixon Hill come with that? I don't know.
But the glass could also be like a piece from a board game even. I mean, there's
right.
Lots of possibility, or just model, like dollhouse type stuff.
Yeah, could be. Hold on. I'm looking to see if Dixon Hill does come with a gun. But it was blue, so I bet Colin had to paint them black in order to make that happen. Looks cool. We have another view of it. Because one of a lot of the creators that we feature frequently will have signatures of that they specifically do, and one of them is Colin's got the light pots
Yeah,
From
I'm
the
looking at
bottom,
one of them up here. He did from one of my quarks.
yeah, you did a quark. What was it? Pajama?
No, it's
what was the flavor?
It's transporter quark.
Transporter quark. Yes, transporter quark was phenomenal. Look at that. So now we have Bashir. So freaking cool. All right, now coming up next, guess what? Same character, different creator. So here from Josh Cronan, we have Bashir and Garrick with their bow ties.
You know, Keith, you might not know this, but Andrew Robinson and I are actually close personal friends.
Good buddies, yeah. If you want to see Andrew Robinson's appearance on our show, you have to check out whatever episode that was on Keith and Mike Watch Deep Space.
It was my birthday. No, it was my birthday for Geekly, I think.
No,
nope. Christmas Geekly? No.
All of that was wrong. It was Christmas on Deep Space Nine. I think it was 4/14. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Transporter Quark will be hosting the rest of the episode with me. Great. Mike, you have to do the Quark voice, though. So Transporter Quark, what do you think of these figures?
Prophets.
That's your Quark.
I was so nervous again. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what. I don't have
Why
a quark.
do you get nervous?
Because I don't have a quark. I don't want to disappoint anyone.
Oh boy, you're gonna, dude. You're gonna pay for this all episode.
Quark.
That was amazing.
I put him away.
Profits.
That was more Nagus than anything.
Amazing. Wow.
Keith does a lot of impressions. I don't do impressions.
Yeah, well, I don't have any Star Trek impressions. Like, if you want like all the presidents of the 20th century, no problem. Anyway, great looking figures, and of course we can see both of them in their tuxedos. Looks great. So much fun.
He said in that cameo that really stuck with me. It was, it's many years later, 30 some years later, and he says that Quark was one of his favorite characters, blah, blah, blah. But most important, he's like, I learned a lot from him in life. And
you're wrong there too.
Wasn't 30 years?
Garrick.
Oh God. Well, he liked Quark too, but
well, now I can't wait to hear your Quark impression as Garrick, giving one of our classic Garrick lines.
Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Quark is like the Pepperidge Farm guy.
Meets Yoda? Yeah. I was trying to make a salient point there, Keith. But anyway, good job, Joshua. Thank you for sharing these. What do we got next?
Next up, of course, we've got Falcon. We have Colin Meaney as Chief O'Brien as Falcon, the bad guy from Joshua Cronan.
The only character who decided not to do an accent for the episode.
Oh, but I can't wait to hear an impression of Falcon.
It's over. Like a bit's over. The bit's over, man.
Wait a yes and.
That was more of a no but.
It wasn't even a no but.
Yeah,
there's no compromise. Just a flat no.
Yeah. Eye patches are typically hard to do on custom figures. You know that, Keith?
I did not know that.
Yeah, me neither. I just assumed.
Great.
Does he have the Falcon on there though? That's the prevailing feature.
That's it. That's a good question. I can't quite tell from that picture.
So we're gonna say yes.
We're gonna say yes, absolutely. So this is, I believe, a Wave Factor 5 or whatever it is, Warp Series. Wow, we're both getting a little punchy. I think that's a Kirk.
Oh.
From the weird wide stance, they were Warp Factor. They like made them all fly out like that. But actually, for this character, it makes perfect sense. Like he's in action mode. Great character.
Doesn't he get beamed in the head with a champagne cork? And that's what
he sure does. Yeah, but it should have taken out the other eye. And if he'd come out with 2 eye patches, I would have laughed so hard.
Beat. Yeah, would have been
it really should have been that. I love the glossy black paint used on that.
Black on black is always a hit.
Looks great. Good stuff. So coming up next, you have to do an impression of this. This is Anastasia Komanonov.
I would never do it justice. The episode is worth watching just for how hard Nana throws herself into it. Absolutely. Plus, where did you get this pink? This so bright. This pink. It's probably you need somebody over 18 to purchase it. And the shoes. I mean, this one's really well done. Well done, Josh.
Really, it's a really great figure. I'm trying to figure out what it's made. Excuse me, over. Because I don't know any of the figures that have that basic shape.
Well, definitely
must have had to mold.
Had to be custom. I mean, that's a custom.
The whole thing is customized. Oh, it's so great. And yeah, that pink has like a half-life.
Yeah,
it's going to be radioactive. But that's it. Yeah, the hair. Honestly, the hair might be the most impressive part. Getting all of that layered onto the Kira figure. Wow. So cool. I mean, another thing that, Josh is amazing at, he really builds out the whole line.
Mm-hmm.
So he can do the entire episode that way. There's a few more episodes coming up on Deep Space Nine that would be really good for that. Now, Mike, tell us about Hippocrates Noah.
It's all in the eyes. And I wonder if, because it does appear as though maybe he gave him a little more crazy eye than usual. The stance, the costume, had to take a couple of liberties with the costume because the full suit, the full top is a little different, but the vibe is totally correct. I love this character. God, he was so funny.
He was so much fun in this. I think that's the Spock that went along with the Kirk from the time travel episode.
Right.
Looks, I mean, but the shoes really stick out to me. He's like wearing loafers. Really, really, really fun. If you haven't seen that episode in a while, just go back and just allow Avery, just watch the last 5 minutes just for Avery's monologue. And we said it when we were reviewing the episode, but how was he never a Bond villain? He would have been he still could be phenomenal Bond villain. Mike, who's this?
Hot damn, it's Honey Bear. She gets to play the very fun bad guy who doesn't know if they want to stay a bad guy assistant who is utterly charmed by Dr. Bashir, or excuse me, by Bond Bashir. Also, not allowed to say Bond.
We are. Bond.
You're darn right. And she just was, take your glasses off. You're so beautiful. Take your hair down. You're so beautiful. And looks like Josh had his work cut out for him, but was able to fashion her up. I
mean, and like you said, eye patches. I don't know how hard they are. I do know glasses. Yeah. Super, super hard.
Well, Chris was saying too, when he was doing the 3D prints, he's like, yeah, glasses are next to impossible.
They're really difficult. And it looks like he sculpted these. Because I wonder, can you buy doll glasses in this scale that you could glue on?
I feel like Barbie glasses would work, right?
Barbie glasses? Probably a little big. But I wonder, as glasses people,
Barbie
that
has
we both
some
are.
really cool choking hazards. So I feel like maybe there's some girls over there. I don't know.
I bet if we went on eBay, and I'm sure some of the customers out there would be able to answer that. I bet glasses have got to be. I mean, not with lenses, but just the frame there. But really amazing work doing that by hand.
Oh,
I mean, you forget just. Because we're looking at it on a big screen, or you might be watching this on your phone or whatever. But these are really tiny spaces to be working and sculpting in.
Well, in the cat, not let alone building a custom, right? The cat knocked over my 2022 Spock, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the sort of the gloves,
Yeah.
And so the one glove came off, and I just was trying to shove the glove onto the hand, right? Pretty basic. And even that, I felt like I was going to break everything. I could barely, I have no dexterity and hand-eye coordination when it comes to this type of thing. So I can't imagine trying to get in there with a detail brush and carve off the little glasses and paint the little thing. Absolutely not for me.
Patience beyond either one of our capabilities, which everybody watching this knows this already.
That's true.
All right, so we have two more figures, both of the same character, and that is Duchamp. Worf. as the cigar smoking bad guy who really sucks at whatever. What game was it where they played? It wasn't Pinochle. It was
I don't know. There's a
Crock and Bow or something.
I don't know, but he was so badass in this, even though like too short of an appearance, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
This is awesome. What Worf head is that? Is that from the 6-inch or something? That's so well detailed.
That is from some of the later Playmates ones. So they put out a Deep Space Nine Worf, which is in that costume, and then they actually made a ton of Worf figures. Playmates did. And used several different head sculpts. This is one of the later ones. It's a great one. It's a much scarier one than the first one, even though the first one was snarling oddly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great sculpt
yeah, this
there.
Is great, yeah.
And that
looks
white
awesome
tuxedo.
In the white. Yeah, it looks hot as hell.
Yeah, I mean that's being able to contrast the different types of tuxedos. I don't know. We don't wear enough tuxedos in life.
I agree.
Really don't. I'm not even wearing pants, but I think tuxedos look great. And next up in our finale is another Duchamp Warps from our friend JD makes, this time being able to sculpt the jacket all the way down as opposed to like the tucked in jacket with a different Worf head selection, but with some custom paint there to detail that stuff in. Man, so I think we have the full cast, right?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I'm always mention when we see Chris's work how specific an identity and a brand his customs have, but JD's is very similar, the same. He has have a very handmade beauty to them, right? Like it's almost like the difference between looking at like a computer generated movie versus like hand drawn animation. Like you can see the custom original touch. So I appreciate that about JD's work.
Yeah, it's really really excellent. And did he extend the hair, or am I making that up? I need to go back behind me and look at the head sculpt, because I feel like that's longer than it was on the figure. I don't know. Also, are those Playmates boots?
I was going to say the boots stand out there. Yeah,
it's like because I don't remember any Ron DeSantis figures.
But you know that's a hell of a look with like the tight black jeans and the. I mean that is a Worf ready for 2024 is what that is.
Yeah, go clubbing with Worf. I mean, I like it. I like it. All right. Well, this was really fun. What a fun episode to remember. Our Man Bashir, season 4. You can check out our review of that episode. Maybe one of the defining characteristics of our show are making promises that we're not going to keep. But if I try to remember, I'll put a link to our review of Our Man Bashir in the show notes below. Otherwise, just search for it, because I'm not good at remembering. Mike, you know who is good at remembering to support us every single month?
Yeah, hopefully they've got an auto pay set up. Brian Gibble Beersock, Casey Clark, Jason Moe, Joshua Cronan. Added an extra syllable because he's one of our higher tier patrons. Peter Banky.
You get as many syllables as you want.
Yeah, you can tell us. You get some pips, you get some syllables. Andrew Hayes, Jorge Naveau, and the mysterious and the entire mysterious household. Worf's big old boot shivs. Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Charles Babbage, Harry Pothead, Sierra Productions, Nikolay Ivanovich Lobachevsky, Delusions at Noon YouTube viewer James Hubbard, J.A.D. Makes, Colin Degen, Chris Mitchell, hey, also known as CRM, Pat Josh Cronan, saw live his work, and of course, we can't help but say thank you to those Jerry Don Dillards, all three of them, Lutz Kremer, and Wyatt Eldridge. That's the few, the proud, the patrons. You can join that team at patreon.com/KandAndM. Oops.
In the 90s. Oh, God.
Whoosh up.
Thank you all for watching. We will be back here next week with another episode that I don't know what it is. Maybe will we have scheduled our time with JD to do the Turtles crossover by now? Will we not?
I sure
Who
hope
knows?
So. Yeah, we keep talking about it.
Well, we talk about a lot of things that we take far too long to do.
That's true.
But that's part of the charm. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back here. Check out our other shows. Do all the things and the liking and the subscribing. And thanks so much for putting up with us. We've been punchy this episode. Let us finish with a sincere apology for watching. Look at my Star Trek toys. What's up? What's up?
maybe the dumbest thing we've ever said.